Yeah, like you said, we got new players coming in positions. You know, move Stetson from tight end to receiver. You know, throwing in install at guys that's first years. You know, that's always gonna be tough. You know, you're not gonna really see the consistency until like week two, maybe week three, prepping for the game. You know, just to touch on this week. You know, we I kind of been seeing the consistency of the offense elevate. You know, as we nail out the main plays we're gonna have in the game plan. You know, lock in on the focal point plays. You know, the offense is grasping the knowledge, grasping the coaching, and we just elevating going up this way.
Next, let's go to Thomas Wilkerson from 90.9 The Light.
Hey, Josh. So it is said that, counting you, there are two other running backs that are competing for a starting position. Can you tell us about that competition?
Uh, it's just that the whole team. It's not just the position group. You know, we like to pride ourselves on competition. You know, there's periods in practice where we compete second and seven, move the change, third and seven. You know, we like to compete at all positions because that's just gonna bring the best out of each player. You know.
Yes, sir. What is the mindset going into this year? This is your final year. You had a great season last year. What's your mentality?
Just consistency. You know, I know he's saying that a lot, but just staying consistent. You know, not getting too high, not getting too low. You know, just staying at that line, just riding it through the season, and just continue to be the leader that I am. You know, see your theory with Coach Freeze and the staff, and we had transfers offensively, defensively. So just keep riding the wave and just keep being the leader that I am.
Yes, sir. And lastly, what I wanted to ask was, so I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought.
You good?
Okay. So last season you had 139 attempts, 5.7 yards average per carry. That's pretty good. What have you been developing over the off season? What part of your game have you worked on?
Just been getting my speed up, you know, breakaway speed. You know, we with COVID happening last year and quarantine, you know, we didn't have really. I'm not gonna say we didn't. I would say on myself, I didn't really take advantage of the time being in quarantine and being home. You know, with a lot of moving pieces going around, we didn't think it would be a season. So I kind of took advantage of this off season. You know, just locking in with the strength staff, even back home, speed work. You know, right after the bowl game, I went down to Florida for 2 weeks, trained with this guy named Andrew. So speed has been my main focal point this off season.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate you.
Let's go to John Manson next.
J-Mac, you guys return your entire offensive line from last year, as well as, the top 3 or 4 guys off the bench there as well, including you, Shadro, and now you add in TJ Green at running back. How potent can this rushing attack be? And that's not even mentioning Malik, which we know what he can do with his feet too.
It's gonna get real deadly. You know, I think it's gonna be a three-headed monster. Like I said, our room the most, we compete the most. You know, we're not selfish. We're always coaching each other. We're always trying to improve each other's game. So I feel like with that competition amongst us, it's going to bring out the best of all three of us, including Malik, including guys like Troy when they get a chance. It's just going to bring the best out of their running game, you know?
Let's go to Damian.
And J-Mac, when we saw last year, a lot of the running attack was based off complementary football, ball control, keep the defense off the field. Now with the defense much deeper and much more improved, are we going to see like these running plays be much more explosive? Like you mentioned, the speed, toning down your body, getting in better shape, and then add in TJ and Shadro with their ability to plant a foot and then take off. Are we going to see more explosive plays out of the running back room?
Most definitely. We've seen a lot of explosive plays by Malik last year. You know, we were happy for that. But I feel like teams are doing exactly what the rest of the world is doing. You know, they know he have that it factor to him, so they're gonna be watching out for his legs more so than his arms and what we can do in the backfield. So I think that's gonna open up a lot for us this year.
Taking questions for J-Mac here. Anybody else has one? Damian?
J-Mac, in prepping for Campbell, what have you seen on film from what they do defensively? I know last year they struggled stopping the run, and with the FBS transfers and what they have coming back in the secondary. How are you guys planning on attacking them?
Well, me personally, I don't overlook any team. You know, I came from FCS. You know, we played FBS teams at FCS, so it's football, no matter the level. You know what I'm saying? Any given Sunday. So I prepare for them like I prepare for any other team. You know, watch film. They're a good defensive team. They have a good interior, good defensive end. So we prepare for them like we're preparing for Syracuse or how we prepared for VTech last year. You know, we don't overlook any team.
J-Mac, it seems like whenever you ask Malik about his own game and just all this publicity that he's been getting, he's so humble. What would you say as his teammate, as, you know, if that's the real deal or if that's just how he acts towards the media?
Nah, that's him. Even when we playing Call of Duty, you know, I'm gonna be honest, he's not better than me, but he's definitely one of the top Call of Duty players on the team. But if you ask him, he'll definitely downplay and be humble about it. So that's really him. That's why I like him as a person. He's a down to earth kind of guy, you know.
Yeah. How have you seen his game, you know, from the camps that he went to this summer, and just compared to last season? He had such a great year, but where have you seen some of his improvements so far in camp?
Honestly, to me, no freak. His physical stature, he looked massive now. You know, not saying he wasn't like that last year. He just looks like he's definitely taking his game to the next level, physically, mentally. You know, we talk back there in practices. There might be days where Coach Freeze is mad, upset. You know, we try to just keep each other above float. You know, try to let them be coaches, but you know, at the end of the day, we're on the field. So.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Good
Sorry,
talk.
I have one more. Are you one of those goal-oriented type of guys? Like you want to hit a certain, amount of carries or yardage this year? Where is your mindset with goals?
I used to be like that. You know, a lot has happened. You know, personally, even with just COVID. You know, so. My goal is just to make it to the next level now. You know, we're not promised tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Even with this virus going around, you never know if we promise the next game. So I just want to take it game by game and just hopefully what I put on the field and on tape gets me to the next level.
Would you say like COVID, as far as like just how mentally tough it's been?
Most definitely. You know, because you know we don't. There's guys on the team like how schooling is now. It's like we're in a bubble. You know, you don't want to be that guy to bring COVID to the team. Now, we have to forfeit a game or you have to sit out these days. So it's definitely kind of mentally challenging. You know, it's kind of like you're still in camp mode, seeing the same faces every day, doing the same thing. But that's you got to love the process of it, you know.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you.
No problem.
Thomas, do you have one?
Yes, sir. So, J-Mac, how would you say Coach Freeze has shaped you into a certain type of player?
As a man, I wouldn't even say as a player. Definitely a different type of coach than I had my whole life, you know. I think that's just because I'm me being from up north and him being from the south. It's kind of different areas of life, different ways of living. So at first, it kind of was a little rocky at first, you know. Just his coaching style, how he went about it. But I had to he definitely helped me, you know, mentally. That was the main thing he helped me with mentally. Just how can I say? It's like being able to take criticism or take coaching. You know, I would say like in the past I was more resistant to change. You know, I didn't really like change as much. But being around Coach Freeze, he doesn't judge you. He doesn't really care your background you come from. You know what I'm saying? He look at you as a human being, whether you're white, black, orange, green. You know what I'm saying? And I like that. You know what I'm saying? I could take that from him and take that with me. He's not going to judge you. And my first thing in my mind as a coach, if he's not going to judge you, he looks at you like you're one of his. So I'd like to thank him and just give him grace all the time. You know, he always tell me body language, and that's another thing I slept on. You know, there would be times where my body language is down, but mentally I'm not down. So it's just he giving me tips, you know, tips I didn't have. You know, I'm the first in my family to come this far. So everything that I'm doing is kind of new to me and my family. So just having him in my ear and in my corner means a lot to me. Past 3 years.